an opponent you're very, very familiar with. What was the difference?
Just first time I wrestled him, I didn't really get to my attacks as much as I wanted to. So basically this match, I just had the mindset I had to get to my attacks, and as I got to him, I had to try to ride him out as hard as I could and keep my feet moving, my hands moving, my head position so I don't take it down.
Talk about the only takedown of the match. How'd that set up? How did it present itself?
Well, first time I wrestled him, I guess single legs were always there, but I never really hit them. So during practice, we just drill them because it's on the other side. Now you normally hit the high crotches, so if you did a good job defending them that time. So I tried to get to my single leg as hard as I can and pretty much just come up to it. And if I couldn't come up, I tried to just stand on the mat, run time out so I don't get taken down.
Final thing, how does it feel? How do we take the next step now?
Just take the next step as every other match of the year. Tell myself I want to win, get to my attacks, wrestle my match, push my pace. Hope the one losing.
So you're heading to the state finals as a senior. Talk about what that feels like.
It's awesome knowing that I fell short last year and I was perfectly capable of making it last year. Just had a bad match. This year I was more comfortable going into it. Known opponent, just got the job done.
And then talk about your match, kind of what you thought went well or how you were able to come out on top.
I think I defended my legs pretty well besides that first takedown, but overall, I'm just wrestled super hard, got it done.
Yeah, you didn't, easy, in the semifinal to maybe panic a little bit when you give up that opening, but it seemed like you stayed calm and just stuck with what you could do, right?
Yep, just kept my composure, kept going because I wanted it better. So.
This team has been pretty dangerous here these 2 days.
Yes, sir. Scoring a lot of points. Looking forward to getting that big gold team trophy.
And it'll be a big head-to-head match tomorrow night, rematch that from the Wednesday. What do you got to do different?
I just got to down block off of his attacks better. I need to focus more on getting to my attacks, which I didn't do in that match. Should go a lot better.
So you're heading to the state finals as a senior, first time at the state tournament. Talk about that feeling.
It feels good. It feels good. Like I said in previous interviews, I just need to wrestle my match, be offensive. Match comes to me. So.
And you've seen him before.
Yeah, I've wrestled that kid. I've wrestled him so many times. It's just feels good. I wrestled the first time, like I said, 8th grade. Probably 2 times a year or more since then. It feels good.
Can you explain maybe your composure a little bit in that last 3-4 seconds? He's in on the legs and coming out the backside.
Well, I have 2 of the better practice partners in the room. Luke Walker, he didn't qualify, but that kid pushes me. He hands fights hard. I mean, really, really hard. My coach is a hand fight hard. Brayden Wolf, state finalist, 195. He also wrestles stupid hard. So it's just one of those things. I guess I'm yet to be taken down this year, so I figured I probably shouldn't let that happen in the semifinals of the state tournament, but I guess I like to keep it interesting.
A huge win for the team race, too. That puts 3 of you guys in the finals. Probably keeps you in front of the team race heading into tomorrow. How does that feel?
It feels good. Last year, right after the state tournament, we had a meeting with our off-season coach and Coach Wickham, and we knew we had to make up 50 team points. We were starting 50 points behind what they were bringing back, and I knew we could do it, and we're just out here proving that. So,
is Grandpa Max looking down tonight?
Oh, definitely. He's always a real wise, smart guy, and I think I inherited those traits and my wrestling style and abilities.
What's it going to take for you to finish on top of the podium tomorrow?
It's going to take exactly what I did tonight. take down and ride hard. If I give them escape, I did whatever, but I don't think anyone can ride me, so I'd say I'd take a takedown to win it.
Right, so talk about tonight's round and kind of 3 finalists come out of that. And you compete.
Yeah, that was really positive. Lost a couple there that we're trying to be greedy because we're trying to win state title and we're trying to get guys where they want to be, you know. But for the most part, you know, pretty good round for us. And we needed to have a pretty good round to stay in the lead and be in a good position. So, for the guys, I thought all day we competed really, really hard. Lost some matches here and there. Really came down to, in those matches, came down to like one position. And the difference between us winning and losing. That's how tight things are at the state tournament. People don't understand how competitive every match is. That it's one position that may make the difference.
Well, an 18-point lead heading into tomorrow. What's it going to take to finish the job?
Win more matches. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. We've got to find a way to win some more matches. And we've got 2 head-to-heads with Southeast Polk in the finals, so that makes it even more interesting.
You can score a lot of points in the morning and make it really tough on them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, morning is huge that our guys come out and they're focused on what they need to get done, and we've got to find a way to win a couple matches.
Come on, Sean, come on! Dig here, dig! Come on, Sean!
You got a takedown in overtime, so kind of talk about your match and how you were able to come out on top.
I just gotta thank my coaches. They really watched film for the match and they had a game plan set for me and I followed it. So just gotta thank them and trust the process.
And then you saw Southeast Polk in the state dual finals, so was there kind of some extra motivation there to come out and get this victory?
I mean, obviously after the dual close match, 3-1, and I knew there were some things that I could do better. So as soon as that match got over, I was really frustrated. We actually went back to the wrestling room and I started drawing on what I could work on to beat him. So just all that preparation for that match really helped.
And then how are you going to use the momentum from this match to push you through in the semifinals?
I mean, just being here this year is a pretty big deal. So I already have a pretty good amount of confidence because, you know, the past 3 years I haven't been able to get out of district. So I'm just letting things fly now, and that's what's helped me.
Yeah, through those first 3 periods, it was pretty difficult for either of you to get a shot in. What was the difference that made you finally get that one in the OT?
I mean, in the OT match, the only thing that was going through my mind was I knew he was going to fake single and then try to go high crotch. So what I was thinking in my head was re-attack right off that high crotch. But, you know, ultimately it comes down to preparation, and I think Waverly has the best preparation here. So.
Now wrestling at Black number 8 on 32, Miller Larson, ACGC, Joshua Tibbetts, Martinsdale, St. Mary's. Larson, ACGC, Tibbetts, Martinsdale, St. Mary's.
All right, so kind of talk about your match there with Shimmos of Denver and kind of what it took for you to come out on top.
Just wrestling smart. I knew he was going to come in for a lot of shots, so I watched my right leg. That's the only one he shoots on, and then I was able just to take him down a couple times to win.
And then what does it mean to you to be a state place winner winning that big consolation match?
Just finally getting a medal is nice, but hopefully I can keep wrestling good and get as best I can.
And then you'll have another match yet today, so kind of talk about what your big focuses are going to be heading into that match.
I don't know who I'm wrestling yet, but just wrestle smart and we'll see what happens.
And then what are your hopes for the end of the tournament?
Just leave it all on the mat and hopefully wrestle good.
Up on mat number 6 at 170, Neil Ronalvardi, Don Bosco, Dave Carter, Drew London. Ronalvardi, Don Bosco, Carter, Drew London. You're up on mat 6 at 170.
Come on, Brayden, you got it!
consolation match. You won with a fall to place and also stay alive in the tournament.
Feels pretty good. Just kind of wrestling out, just have fun. You know, finishing up my high school career, basically. Not going to get what I came down here for or wanted, but just kind of enjoying these last couple matches, just doing whatever I want and just go out there and have fun, really. It really takes off stress and pressure of wrestling.
Yeah, and then for you, kind of talk about what it's going to take for you to come back and get third place.
Just getting ready for it. I mean, just having fun with the guys, I think, will take my mind off of it. If I'm less stressed and less like pressured out there, then I know I'm going to be anyone in the bracket.
Yeah, and then talk about what it means to you as a senior to be down here. Obviously, your dad coaching you too has to be something special. So just kind of talk about your state tournament career.
Yeah, it's really special. Just having my dad in the corner. It just really means a lot to both of us, like my whole family. And it's upsetting we can't have that moment in state finals, but we'll enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Consolation match. Obviously you won, so you're able to stay alive and also be a state place winner. So how's that feel?
Feels pretty great knowing that I can beat that kid. He beat me like my sophomore year. Beat me 7-2. Came out here, took it to him. Couldn't do really much anything.
Yeah, and then I mean you've had quite the trek for the tournament. I mean you lost first round and you've won ever since that loss. So kind of talk about your mindset at this point in the tournament.
Well, I wrestled Carter Murray before. I wrestled him last year, pinned him, motivated him this year, beat me twice. Yesterday, that kind of motivated me to keep winning until I place.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I mean, you place now, so kind of talk about how that's kind of a cap to this season for you.
It's my senior year. I just want to get on that podium.
Yeah. And then talk about the special teammate that you have here with you throughout the state tournament.
He's my brother. I'm hoping he gets on that podium with me.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He's been working hard all season long, wrestling me through practices. He's working the hardest in the room, pretty much.
Yeah, and then for you guys, what's it like coming down to state with your brother? One weight class up?
Pretty awesome.
And then kind of talk about your season and kind of how you got to be a state place winner, kind of the journey you've had all year.
Well, my focus was to get here in the first place. And then when I got here, it's been to get on that top 8, top 6.
Designated security personnel Thank you.
Pretty exciting consolation match that you had there with quite a familiar opponent. So kind of talk about what it took to come out on top.
I just knew what I had to do. I just had to stay in good position, not get thrown, not get rolled at all. I knew it was going to happen. I just knew I was going to beat him.
And then he pinned you in sectionals and districts, so kind of talk about what it meant to you to kind of avenge those losses, really in a placement.
It didn't mean anything. I mean, they can have sectionals and districts. I don't really care. The only thing that matters is the state tournament.
Yeah, and then with a win, I mean, you not came out of the tournament, but you claim a spot on the podium. So talk about what that feels like your senior season.
It feels great. I wish I could be on top, but, you know, it is what it is. Just got to keep going. The team, I'm trying to help them. We're trying to get first place. I'm just trying to do whatever I can to get on top.
Yeah, and then talk about the team's efforts here at the individual tournament.
Real good. We've been doing really good. Besides that last round, we got basically all our guys that are placing, but we could have done a little bit better on the front side, but it is what it is.
So kind of talk about the second day of the traditional tournament for Denver.
It's a lot of mixed emotions. We got a lot of kids hurting, didn't reach their goals, but at the same time, a lot of heart and a lot of guts. We went 8 for 9 in the blood round. Last year we were 8 for 8. So I mean, we talked about trying to go 17 for 17. We just, had a bad matchup there at 126, but we wrestled his heart out. That's what we did. Joe Ebau came out and got us rolling this morning. Got on the medal stand. He was JV at Christmas break, and now he's on the state podium as a freshman. So a lot of credit to him to get us going. And then capped off by Brock Farley. Big arch nemesis there. We heard the Wapsie chants throughout our home gym at districts, and that stung, and that came through today. He really wanted to prove and not hear those chants today. So
yeah,
proud of his effort.
Yeah, kind of talk about the backside and just how much fight those wrestlers had to.
The backside comes down to heart and guts, and that's what our kids have. We got lots of matches we shouldn't on the front, but it's just kick and scratch and claw and get yourself on the podium. That's what our kids did today. So really proud of them.
Yeah, and for all of the team, kind of talk about what it's going to take to finish up the tournament.
Just climbing the steps. They're all on the stands, but nobody wants to be 7th and 8th. They want to keep climbing.